everybody, Joe here. Today we're back to do another dehydrating video. Now about a month ago, or just under a month ago, I did a video on dehydrating chicken breast fillets, and that went over pretty good. And a couple of people comment that when they do that, they find that it comes out just too chewy when you rehydrate it. I actually don't mind that, I like that. But for the people that want it a little bit more tender, today we're going to do canned chicken. Canned chicken doesn't need to be cooked beforehand because it's already cooked in the canning process. So what we have here is 5 cans of chicken. It's chicken breast meat. You don't want the mixed meat or the dark meat, too high in fats. And we have our dehydrator, got a stainless steel bowl to dump it all in, and a colander to drain it all out. We're going to open up the cans, get into the colander in the sink, then we're going to rinse it with hot water. And do that a couple times. That'll remove any more fat from it, get the fat content down nice and low. And then we're just going to let that drain dry a little bit, maybe towel it off with some paper towels. Then we'll load up the trays on the dehydrator and we'll talk about that a little bit. So I've got 5 cans. That should be 1 can each for each tray on my dehydrator, which has 5 trays. Now we'll just set that lid over there for, well, first we'll just drain that out a little bit. Squeeze out some of the water. That's another thing I want to point out. You want to make sure you get the chicken that's packed in water. You don't want it packed in oil. That's the last thing you want. The oil will make it go rancid. So chicken breast meat only, the white chicken, packed in water. That's what we want. Now we'll be right back after I get these other 4 cans opened up, drained, and put into the colander, and then we'll run some hot water on. Okay, so we're back, and now we're just going to run some hot water over this chicken. You can see it all right in here. That's 5 cans of chicken. And the hot water, that's going to rinse off any extra fat in it. Move that around a little bit. Okay, we're back. So we've got our chicken into the bowl now. We've rinsed it out under hot water to remove some of the extra fats. And then we let it drain for a while in the colander. And I toweled it off a little bit with a bit of paper towel as well, just to get a little more moisture off of it. And now we're ready to start loading up our trays. So we're just going to spread it out. Not too much on each tray. Get it on there, space it out. So it's got room for air to circulate all around it. We don't want any really big chunks. Break it up a little bit. Drop a little down the center there. Got 5 trays to do here, and this is 2 trays just about ready. I'm not going to make you watch the rest of this, so I'll be back in a minute after I load the rest of the trays. We're back. So we've got all the trays loaded up with the chicken. I had 5 cans originally, 4.5 ounces per can, or 127 grams of chicken per can. 5 cans didn't look like it was really going to be enough to do justice for the full 5 trays. So I did up 2 more cans, rinsed that under hot water, let it drain. Dried it out a little bit with some paper towel to get some excess water off it. And then we got the trays all loaded up, 5 trays. And we're going to set this on at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm guessing it's going to take about 8 to 10 hours to dehydrate fully. It should be kind of brittle and crunchy when it's done. And every hour and a half or so I'm going to check it. The tray at the bottom is going to move up to the top. And we're just going to keep rotating them around every time we check it so it's all nice and even. So we're going to fire this up. And I'll be back to talk to you again soon when it's ready. I might even do a little video clip here showing the rotation process. But that's it for now, and I'll be back with the rest of this as soon as it's ready. And we're go. Got the dehydrator set to 160 degrees. We're good to go. And we're back. So it has been about an hour and 20 minutes. Now we're just going to check and rotate our trays a little bit here. Top tray goes to the bottom. Oh, they're drying out nicely. Coming along real good. Pieces that are sticking together a little bit too much, we're going to separate those out, get some better airflow around that. That one there too, just break that up a little bit. This bottom tray looks almost done. Next time I check it in another hour, hour and a half, probably going to condense this down from 5 trays to maybe 3 trays for the last bit. This is going faster than I thought. We'll let it run again and we'll be back soon. And we're back. So everything's all dehydrated and set to go. I rotated the trays 3 or 4 times. There's some 3 leftover trays as I settled it down into just 4 trays, then 3 trays, then 2 trays as it dehydrated down. What I'm going to do next is empty it all out into this bowl. I'm going to have the scale set to account for the weight of the bowl, and then we're going to see what the total weight is now. And then we're going to pack it up. So I'll be back as soon as I get this loaded into here. Alright, so here we go. This is from 7 cans of chicken. And we came out at a weight of about 4 ounces, which works out to about 110 grams. We started out with 31 ounces of chicken. Once dehydrated, down to 4 ounces. In metric, 889 grams, say 900 grams, down to 110 grams. So there's your weight savings right there. Not bad. Now we're just going to see if we can fit all of this into one ziplock bag, or if we're going to need a second one. Wow. Plenty of room for more in there. So there you have it. That is 7 cans of chicken, dehydrated, light as a feather. Now for storage, if you just leave it on a shelf, you should eat this within a couple of weeks or so. It is chicken, so it's not going to last for years on a shelf like some things will. If you want it to last long term, throw it in the freezer. Take it out as you need it. It'll last you for years. Just a quick review. We took canned chicken this time instead of regular fresh chicken. I didn't have to cook it because it's already cooked in the canning process. What I did was drain the cans, put it in a colander, and run hot water off it to remove as much extra fat as possible. Rinse that off, let it drip dry, tap it out with paper towels, absorb a little bit more moisture off it. Then it went onto the dehydrator, filled 5 trays. Ran it at 160 degrees, and it went a little faster than I thought. At first I figured 8-9 hours. It ended up being more like 5 hours, 5.5 hours, so not bad. And the next day or two I'm going to rehydrate a little bit of this and give it a try. I already rehydrated some of the fresh chicken breasts I dehydrated in December. Had that in a couple of meals already, and it was great. A little bit chewy, but still very good. In the next couple of days, I'll rehydrate some of this and try it in a meal as a test. So normally when I dehydrate fresh chicken, I might be using it throughout the year. If I see a really good sale, I'll stock up on it and do some dehydrating, use it for later, or freeze it. This stuff here, seeing as it's canned chicken, there's no real reason to dehydrate it unless you're using it for something else. For me, being into the outdoors, this will get set aside in the freezer and it'll get used bit by bit the coming months for sea kayaking trips, canoe tripping, backpacking, maybe some bicycle touring, where every ounce matters, so you want it nice and light. That's the advantage of the dehydrated chicken coming from the cans for me. So thank you for watching. Up in the upper right hand corner of the screen, there will be a link for when I dehydrated the fresh chicken breast. So if you want to check that out, be my guest and let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks a lot and talk to you again soon.